in the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial and ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal of the site of competition. And now, here are the starting lineups for today's game. First, the visiting team for Bucks County Community College, right fielder, number 5, Chris Ortlip. Third base, number 11, Austin Frank. First base, number 10, Joe Listed. Center field, number 28, Aiden Fitch. Designated hitter, number 16, Franklin Guzman. Shortstop, number 22, Tyler Moore. Second base, number 26, Caleb Henry. Left field, number 24, Cameron Viscano. Catcher, number 7, Bob Bryant. And for your pitcher, number 12, Adrian Santiago. And now for our Central Penn Knights, third base, number 9, Jamarcus Wilson. Left field, number 34, David Thomas. First base, number 43, Tanner McCoy. Designated hitter, number 13, Nick Joseph. Right field, number 31, Gabe Kaufman. Shortstop, number 23, Jordan McCahan. Catcher, number 6, Tanner Boyd. Second base, number 15, Terrell Smith-Cole. Center field, number 3, Darwin Cruz. And now for your pitcher, number 24, Wyatt Holzer. And now, folks, we ask everyone to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with our singing of our national anthem.
Welcome, everybody, to the Central Penn Knights and the Nightly News broadcast of our final 2 home baseball games of the season. Again, this is Paul Miller for the Nightly News Media Club. We are here for 2 games this afternoon. The first game will be a regular season contest. Earlier in the season, on 2 different occasions, we had to postpone dates with Bucks County Community College. So trying to get one of those regular season games in as Coach Stevens' team strives to make the Small College World Series for the 2nd year in a row. So looking forward to seeing Wyatt Kozer, who while came but 1 out short of the complete game, did not factor in the decision as Anthony Garcia came on to get the final out. Knights walked it off in the bottom of the inning, and Garcia walked away with the victory. But Kozer was sharp. He had 9 strikeouts. Of course, Kozer has suffered some injuries this year and has only started a couple games, but he looked as sharp as it gets against the tough Penn State York team on Tuesday for community night. Knights come in here today 20-6. But the second game will be the ESAC championship game, and so that's all eyes will be on that one. But of course, this game still counts in the standings. Bucks comes in at a 14-21 record, so have been struggling, but a very important point. They are 11-3 in the conference. Bucks and Central Penn have a storied rivalry. Of course, the Knights have won the last 3 years, but they've played Bucks County in the ESAC championship game 3 of the last 4 seasons. Of course, we remember 2024 Williamson trade and a walk-off victory. So it's going to be an interesting day. Hope to see Kozer able to log some innings today. I'm assuming he's on a sort of full pitch count, but did go 6 2/3. So it will remain to be seen. If he gets some quick innings early, he should be able to get some deep into this game. And we're getting ready for the first pitch. Chris Ortlip steps up, leads the team in average at .396 this season. And one thing about Williamson trade is they definitely don't struggle putting up runs. It's really the pitching side. In fact, recent victories against Manor College 22-0 and 17-0 just 2 days ago. And this is going to be a tough play. And what a play by Jamarcus Wilson to kick us off. Acrobatic catch there on the outfield grass. And a good start for Kozer. Of course, many of you dedicated fans will wonder where Steve Hassinger is. Steve his last game was on Tuesday evening. This is game number 12 and 13 on the season for the Knights. I'll be here with you by myself for the next 2 games, and I actually really like this as a way to finish off the season. First pitch swing in there, McCahan comes up with it, probably should have just held on to it, and that ball gets by, and if he's going to second, he's going to be out by a mile, and he can't come up with it. He overshot him, and that's just a really tough play because he was dead to rights. He never should have went to first base. Like I said, McCahan should have just ate that ball. He gave it a run, but got away from McCoy. McCoy couldn't get it down to Smith-Cole, and now they have a runner on second base. So that's a single and an E3. And Lifstead comes in. We didn't really even talk about Frank. 8 home runs, 29 RBIs on the year for Frank. And that's downstairs to Lifstead. Lifstead second on the team in average, hitting .381, 3 homers, 27 RBIs. Again, they have some bats in Bucks offense. It's been really more the pitching that has struggled upstairs from Kozer. And the official scorer actually gave 2 errors on the Knights on 1 play. So an error on McCahan and an error on McCoy. Still 1 down, 2-0. Kozer can't find the plate with the slider, and quickly 3-0. And you do not want to bring Fitch. He's got 4 home runs, 26 RBIs in his own right. But the Knights do play well from behind. I mean, we're not wishing that to happen, but try to keep the damage at a minimum as Ortlip goes. And what a throw. And he's out of there. Tanner Boyd. What a absolutely fantastic throw. Again, you know, hindsight is 20/20. Just surprised in a 3-0 count. Now, Lifstead does get the walk. I don't know that I concur with that, sending him there, but that runner's a race, 2 down, and a runner on first for Fitch. Again, Fitch comes in with those 4 home runs, 26 RBIs, 378 batting average on the season. Looks like a tight strike zone here on this afternoon. Excellent play there from Boyd. Boyd has been a whiz behind the plate this year. Beautiful slider that catches the plate. And with the speed that Kozer has on his fastball, it is really, really tough. He adjusts speed so well. We talked about that on Tuesday's game when he started game 1. It's going to be downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down here in the top of the first. This is a regular season contest. The championship game will take place just after this one. And there he goes. And Boyd, another good throw. And he got in. Tanner Boyd guns down 2 Bucks County Community College runners. And I'll tell you, before we go to break, that is massive, because I would highly doubt they're going to test Tanner Boyd for the rest of the day because of those 2 throwouts here, setting the tone. So it just goes to show you how what happened in this first inning could have a significant impact on how the game goes in the future. Well, I did want to talk about Wise Markets, and you'll be hearing plenty about Wise Markets today. They are our season-long sponsor for both our baseball and men's and women's basketball teams this last season. This will be the final game of the season that we hope to bring Wise back as a sponsor in the future, but we really want to thank them for supporting student media, student broadcasting, and everything that we do with the Knights. That really, really helps the nightly news do some of the things we want to do. For instance, some of the things that we have done lately is we recently attended the Philadelphia Phillies college series against the Chicago Cubs a couple of weeks back, sports management night. We will be here at City Island this week for the Harrisburg Senators Business of Baseball, which actually Steve Hassinger and myself will be presenting at. So those are just some of the things that the Nightly News has accomplished this year, in addition to our 6-time PNA award-winning journalists that we have had over the years. So very, very proud of that partnership with Wise Markets. So again, wanted to thank Wise for their support, and we'll hear a little bit more about Wise, what Wise has going on later today. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the second.
Now batting, number 9, Jamarcus Wilson.
And in steps Jamarcus Wilson, definitely one of the people in the running for Rookie of the Year. Wilson hitting .351, 1 home run, 25 RBIs, and quick foul ball. Wilson also with 26 steals leads the way for the Knights. Terrell Smith-Cole second in that category with 20. 7 Knights in double figures with steals, including David Thomas, Weston Campbell, Terrell Smith-Cole, Jamarcus Wilson, McCahan, Cruz, and Kaufman. Pretty impressive, the aggressiveness on the base paths. Number 12, Adrian Santiago on the mound for Bucks County. And Santiago has appeared in 8 contests. He's pitched 7 innings, so it looks like predominantly out of the pen. And he's got some velocity, but is having a little trouble, just a little high on that one. Wilson has been the table setter really all season for the Knights. Not only playing some Gold Glove offense as that gets away, but they will get that out after the strikeout down to first base.
Now batting, number 34, David Thomas.
Thomas coming in, hitting .287. Still looking for that first home run. Does have 15 RBI and those aforementioned 11 stolen bases. Does have 7 doubles, second on the team. Tied for second with Gabe Kaufman. And I'll tell you, we need to get him going today if things are going to go well for Central Penn. Big curveball from Santiago. Evens the count at 1. That's upstairs. And I'll tell you, that had some inside tailing action. Actually came pretty close to clipping Thomas in the head, at least from our perspective. And there's a shot that's going to be really tough. It's right in no man's land there, but nice catch there from the left fielder. That was Visconto that came up with the catch there. Nice afternoon, mid to high 50s.
43, Tanner McCoy.
Very slight breeze. Cloudy. It's going to be cloudy throughout the afternoon, so we'll probably get bits and pieces of sunshine. But just overall a great day for baseball as Tanner McCoy comes up with no one on base. And quickly 2 down for Santiago. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes to McCoy. Now, McCoy has just had an unreal season, everyone. .538 batting average, 5 home runs, 39 RBI, and .872 slugging percentage is absolutely unheard of. Only 9 strikeouts and 78 at-bats for McCoy, and he's also got 8 steals. I mean, he seems to be at least the favorite for the MVP. As the curveball slider is a little low, runs the count to 3-1. Of course, I am the one who selects the awards for the Nightly News in a column that we'll have in May sometime. And he got an inside call. McCoy was not happy with that call, but still a full count with 2 down. Let's see what McCoy can do here. There's going to be down the right field line. That's tailing out of play. And that's into the seats over the netting. McCoy will have another crack at it. You know, with the numbers, you have to at least anticipate McCoy being first team all-conference, potentially first team all-USCAA. So it remains to be seen what kind of hardware McCoy wins in his junior season. And he got out in front of that one, but did fight it off and get another shot as Santiago threw him the off-speed pitch. Full count to McCoy. And there's a shot to left that's also going to be out of play. Down into the Bucks County dugout, or excuse me, bullpen. And again, just as a general point, thank you so much to the Harrisburg Senators for allowing us in this partnership to be here at FNB Field. Definitely have to get out to some Senators games this year, senatorsbaseball.com. As McCoy, I think he thought he was going to get rung up, but I guess that was a little bit high. And McCoy will gladly take first base.
Now batting, number 13, Nick Joseph.
And Joseph's going to have something to say about that MVP. 380 on the season, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs. Also 2 home walk-off hits. He had that walk-off home run against Christendom earlier in the season. And Tuesday night, the bases-loaded double to walk another game off, this time against Penn State York. Joseph is one of the most clutch hitters you'll ever see. And unfortunately, this is the final home game, this doubleheader today for Joseph, as he was one of the 8 Knights to graduate last evening. As that ball gets away, wild pitch from Santiago now puts McCoy in scoring position. And that is massive, because a base hit here from Joseph certainly could score McCoy. Two balls, no strikes to Joseph. And that one's going to be outside. And Kaufman awaits on deck, followed by McCahan. And the Knights basically all the way up and down their lineup. Even Tanner Boyd and Smith-Cole and Cruz have done really well. There's really not a lot of weak spots in the Knights lineup. Does take that fastball on the outside corner. 3-1 to Joseph. The 3-1. That's going to be off the plate. And now McCoy will take third. And there was, for a second, no one covering home, and McCoy took a big turn, but no reason to give it a shot with Kaufman coming up.
Number 31, Dave Kaufman.
So 2 quick outs for Santiago, followed by 2 walks and 2 wild pitches. Has Tanner McCoy at third, so a base hit should score him. Interested to see if Joseph goes here to get 2 runners in scoring position. He does not go, and Kaufman takes the first pitch strike. Good crowd here thus far. We expect it to continue as Kaufman laces one out to center. And it looks like the center fielder will make the catch. And that will retire the side. The Knights do get 2 walks. Can't push a run across, and McCahan will lead off the next inning. We will go to the top of the second. It's still a 0-0 ball game. Wise Markets proudly supports our military. As a thank you for our appreciation, Wise Markets offers a 10% discount on participating Wise brand products every Thursday to all active duty, reserve, retired, and military veterans. Thank you for your service. See store for more details. Back here with you, Paul Miller, for the Nightly News, as Kozer outside with the first ball. Nothing score here, top second. And there's a shot from Fitch, who got to come back up after the 2 Tanner Boyd throwouts on the bases. He caught stealing. So Fitch starts off with the single, which brings up Guzman. Franklin Guzman hitting 294. 1 home run, 15 RBIs. Gets back in there safely. Way outside. So Wyatt has struggled slightly thus far. Did walk Lifstead, even though he got thrown out on the base paths. Upstairs, and I'll tell you, Fitch is taking quite a secondary lead out there. Going back to first, and he gets back in there safely. The pitch is going to get the strike call there. 3-1. And the last thing that Kozer wants to do here is walk Guzman. So he's got to keep battling through this at-bat. The pitch. He gets the swing and a miss. Runs the count full. Nobody out. So, again, it will be interesting to see what happens here. Again, a big lead for Fitch, going to try to get back to first, and does so. The pitch gets just a piece of that, and that'll be out of play up in the first row of the bleachers. Full count. Can Wyatt Kozer battle back from a 3-0 deficit to Guzman? And that's going to be upstairs for the walk. Back-to-back base runners allowed. Okay, my apologies. It was only 2 balls and 2 strikes. The scoreboard was incorrect. Now it's a full count. Lucky break for Kozer. And that's going to be outside. And nonetheless, back-to-back base runners. Number 22, Tyler Moore, hitting .315 on the season. No home runs, 26 RBIs. Does have 2 triples on the season, as well as 30 steals. First and second, nobody out. That's going to be a little nubber. Does go foul. Kozer will take the strike. The 0-1. He's going to bunt. And what a bunt it is. And Kozer just has to hang on to it. That loads the bases with no one out. And that's just a tough play. A perfect bunt by Moore. Brings up number 26, Hendry. Caleb Hendry hitting .298 on the season, 7 RBI. Ooh, upstairs, and Kozer has struggled here in this inning. Couple of singles and a walk, bases loaded. And this is a very key moment here. If the Knights want to have any aspiration of getting to the Small College World Series, 2 victories today seems urgent. That's going to be right back at us. One ball, one strike. Kozer has to get this guy out. And a good slider. That might be deep enough. Thomas, he's got a cannon. He tried to get it in, and they might have him at third. He got in there. So the sac fly for Hendry. And all the runners move up. And again, we talked earlier about the records of the teams. And you can pretty much throw the records out the window today. 1-0. And there's a shot to deep left. This is way back. And that's out of here. Wyatt Kozer gives up the 3-run bomb to Visconto. And the Knights are reeling. And we are down here to the number 9 hitter, Brandt. Didn't even really get to talk about Visconto. That's his first home run this season. Had only 8 RBI coming into this game. So 4-0. High and tight. Was swinging for the fences, but came up empty. 2 balls and a strike to Brandt. Check swing. He definitely went on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kozer's got to get out of this inning. Everything that basically has gone wrong, could go wrong, has gone wrong here. The only out coming on a sacrifice fly. And there's a shot. McCahan, he's got a shot at it. And again, he airmails it. That's 2 in a row. I don't think that really made any difference, and hope he doesn't get an error on that. They did give him an error. I think that's a bad call. I don't think McCahan really had a chance to get Brandt at first, but nonetheless, 5 out of 6 batters have reached base here in the top of the 2nd inning. And a good slider there from Kozer. The 0-1. Right back up the box, another base hit. And he's going to third. And he's going to get in there safely. Kozer, I think somebody's got to go out and talk to him. He's had a really, really tough inning here. Now again, not the end of the world if the Knights were to fall in this contest, but certainly not going to improve their situation for the Small College World Series, which is quite important to the Knights, obviously. Inside. Cam Smiley will go in game number 2. So that is obviously, in terms of the conference, very important. But again, throw the records out the window today. These two are arch rivals in the Eastern States Athletic Conference. Outside again, Coes are really struggling to find the plate here. And of course, he is a senior. This is his final home start. And Boyd needed a second there. And that's going to be almost in the Bucks County dugout. And walks him. We're going to take a short break. It's been a really tough inning. Still only 1 out, bases loaded. Lifstead walked and was thrown out on first. And there's a shot, and they have a shot at 2. They go to 1, and they can't get it. The throw is just too high. And another run scores. I mean, that was a tailor-made double play, but the toss was just too high for McCahan. Still 2 outs, but coming, batting around here as Fitch led off with a single and scored earlier here this inning. That's going straight up. And that will be back off the roof. 5-0. Knights have 3 errors that have definitely caused some issues. Now, the 2 in the first didn't really matter, but the one here in this inning did significantly impact the outcome here. 0-1. And Kozer is just, whereas Tuesday, it felt like his location was fantastic. He is just really struggling to locate the ball. One ball and 1 strike. And there he goes, and he spikes it. And, you know, I think sort of the secondary issue is, yes, you know, of course, losing this game would not be good. However, they need Kozer to get some length just so some of the guys are fresh in game 2. You kind of have to wonder who would be up next. Again, in a game that does matter in the standings, but doesn't matter for the conference. Now, again, the Knights have had a lot of luck scoring runs so far this season and have not scored less than really 7 runs. Well, they scored 4-3 and lost 5-4. So, I mean, but typically they're scoring a lot of runs. And another walk for Kozer to Fitch. Bases loaded again for the third time here in this inning. And really struggling out there is Kozer. Guzman walked and scored back in the second. We are still in the second. This is the second time he's batted this inning. And comes up empty on the off-speed pitch. Boyd had a shot at him at first, but just not a good throw. Nowhere to put him. 2 balls and 1 strike for Kozer. And it just seems like today, Kozer's just really struggling. Even in the first inning, you know, he walked a guy, and Tanner Boyd had 2 throwouts on the base paths. Somebody's getting loose out in the pen. Slider catches the inside corner, and that's a pitch that Kozer desperately needed. Now he's in a pitcher's count. And he struck him out. And he limited the damage there and leaves the bases loaded, but that's not before Bucks County puts 5 runs across in the top of the second. And the Knights have quite the hole to get out of. Well, now that I have a moment, I wanted to talk about the upcoming CPC film series that's going to take place on Friday, May 29th. It's going to be one of the most special film series we've ever had, and this will be number 31, because we are going to get to see 2 of our alumni members' independent films. Dylan Bowman, of course, Nightly News Hall of Famer, is going to show a rescored vintage as well as Plaster Heart. And we're also going to be joined by Nick Hogan with the debut of his animated short film, Nick and Trevor. All right, the Knights got a lot of work to do. Just wanted to tie a bow on that film series. Of course, again, that's Friday, May 29th. It's free. It's at the Capitol Blue Cross Theater. It's going to start. Doors will open at 6 o'clock. We'd love to have you. One of the most unique experiences that we're going to have on Central Penn's campus. And McCahan in his first at-bat today. No hits for the Knights, but 3 errors. As McCahan steps out, we will play 2 7-inning contests here on this afternoon. It's going to be downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. So keep in mind, Santiago's got a 14.14 ERA this season, 0-1 in 8 appearances, 7 innings and 11 earned runs. Upstairs, and he's going to walk him.
Now batting number 6, Tanner Boyd.
Nice to see Owen Zell as the first base coach here today, one of the assistant coaches this year. As Boyd steps in, Boyd has had a really nice season here, hitting .292. He's got 11 RBI, 14 hits, and 48 at-bats for Boyd. And that hit him, or... All right, they're going to say that he was hit. And now we got it. Things are looking positive here. We got the first two runners on. We got Smith-Cole cruising back to the top of the order
now
for Wilson.
Batting number 15, Terrell Smith-Cole.
Boyd will be replaced by Weston Campbell as Smith-Cole and Cruz do up. And there he goes. And a double steal. And now we got something good cooking here. And that's the one thing about the Knights, is even though they've found themselves in multiple occasions in tough spots, they have battled back, and they are a resilient bunch, and again have a pretty incredible lineup top to bottom. That's way upstairs, quickly 2-0. Way upstairs, but right off the backstop. So the runners were not able to advance. So unfortunately, that was a break for Bucks County. And Smith-Cole taken all the way, and it's 3-1 with Cruz and Wilson and Thomas due up, nobody out, bottom two. He takes it there too, and Smith-Cole thought he had the walk, but unfortunately that caught the plate. It was, again, one of those that was just too close to take. But again, he's got another shot, and this is a 3-2, and he's got to be looking to swing here. And there it is. That's going to bring in a run. Now Campbell had to hold. He's being waved. Well, and then he puts the brakes on. Not a bad call there, especially with nobody out, as McCahan scores and Campbell goes to third. Smith-Cole, you know, we've been talking about this all season long, how much Smith-Cole, his offense has improved this season. Certainly, you know, Gold Glover last season, so, you know, don't want to take anything away from his efforts last year, but he has really looked good at the plate this year and has come up with a lot of clutch hits. So the first base hit for the Knights on this afternoon, as the Knights now are in business. First and third. We will take a short break as Bucks County is at the mound. Back here with you, Paul Miller for the Nightly News. We got a new pitcher, Ethan Molt, number 33. First and third, one in, and Smith-Cole immediately goes. And no throw. Now back to second and third as Campbell is in. Smith-Cole at third. Excuse me, Campbell on third. McCahan scored. Smith-Cole at second. Downstairs. He spikes that one. Good play there by Grant, the catcher, not to let that one get by. And this has really just been the issue for Bucks the whole season. It's not the bats, it's the pitching. I mean, you've only got two people with under a 6.8 ERA on this team, and both of them don't have more than 10 innings pitched. And so Cruz will walk.
Now batting, number 9, Jamarcus Wilson.
And here we go with Wilson. And Wilson shows bunt. One ball, one strike to Wilson, who struck out in the first. And shows bunt again. And here comes the third baseman charging and pulls back and swings at a pitch in the dirt. One ball, two strikes. And low again. Runs the count to 2-2. As the sun comes back out. Looks like we're going to be in and out of sunshine and clouds the rest of the afternoon. Way outside. It's going to run the count full. And obviously, they don't want to walk in a run, but certainly not with David Thomas, Tanner McCoy, Nick Joseph, and Gabe Kaufman. Due up. It's going to be out of play down the third base line. Nobody out. The first 4 runners have reached base, and the Knights have put 1 run up. And there's a shot to deep left center. That is going to be off the wall. Here comes Campbell. Here comes Smith-Cole. And they'll tell Cruz to hold on as a 2-run double for Jamarcus Wilson. And the Knights strike back.
Now batting, number 34, David Thomas.
Cruz still on third. Wilson on second. What can Thomas do here? That's upstairs with the fastball from Molt. Outside again, and Molt is really struggling here. Downstairs, 3 balls, no strikes. And again, the last person you want to walk here is David Thomas to face Tanner McCoy with the bases loaded. He does get a strike there to run the count to 3-1. There's a shot up the middle. 1 run comes in, and here comes Jamarcus Wilson. A 2 RBI single ties this game. And now the pitching coach back out. Molt has not retired a batter. 6 consecutive Knights have scored. And we'll Tanner McCoy comes up with a runner on first base. 5-5. All 10 runs scored here in the second inning. And that slider catches the inside corner. McCoy again has had a massive season, and that's going to be a little low. He was walked, went to second on a wild pitch, and was stranded on third back in the first inning. But again, McCoy, 538 in 78 at-bats this season. It's just incredible the season he's had. And he swings at a pitch that he'd like to have back on that slider. And that one's going to be out of play. Still nobody out here. 6 consecutive Knights have reached base. And there he goes, does David Thomas with a steal. And a full count to McCoy. And there's a shot to center, kind of right at him though. He got a good piece of it, but that is out number 1.
Now batting number 13, Nick Joseph.
And Joseph walked back in the first, only 1 out and a runner on second, 5-5. And that fastball tailed inside for a ball. Joseph with the 2 walk-off base hits, 1 home run, 1 double this season in 2 of the more exciting games that we have seen. And low. Way outside, runs the count to 3-0. And again, Kaufman and McCahan are no picnics coming up. So Moltz just got to try to throw strikes here. Does get the strike call there on the 3-0. Downstairs walks him. Which brings up Gabe Kaufman, who flew out to center field to quash the rally back in the first inning. But he's got a shot here with only 1 out and runners on first and second base. Takes the first pitch strike. Three walks and a hit by pitch in this inning. Only 3 base hits, as Kaufman goes down 0-2. And McCahan, who started this inning up, is coming up on deck. Upstairs for a ball. One and 2. It's going to be inside to Kaufman. And he lets it go for ball 3. Still only 1 out here as the Knights have batted around. 5 runs in the top half of the inning for Bucks County. 5 runs in the bottom half of the inning for the Knights. And it's threatening. And he's going to pop it up again to center. Going to be deep enough that Thomas is going to tag. And Joseph wisely gets back. And Thomas to third. Which, right where we started, Jordan McCahan walked earlier this inning.
Now batting number 23, Jordan McCahan.
Downstairs. And of course, McCahan has really been special this season. 386 average, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs, 17 stolen bases. Plays a terrific shortstop. And there's a shot. This is going to get through. And here comes Thomas. McCahan with an RBI single. That'll also send Joseph to second. Knights take the lead, 6-5. And Tanner Boyd hit by the pitch earlier in this inning. This is now the 11th Knight, and there's 2 down. Still threatening, and Molt struggling. And the slider gets the plate. Boyd, if you remember, it seems like forever ago, back in the first inning, he threw out 2 base runners for Bucks to squash their rally. Did come back and scored 5 in the second. You'd have to believe there's no one warming in the Knights' pen, so it looks like Kozer will be back out, but you got to think that if he starts struggling, that Coach Stevens is at least going to think about bringing someone else in here, because not only has he really struggled in the last inning, this is a really long half an inning for the Knights. Inside, 3 balls and a strike. And again, as well as Smith-Cole has played, he's no picnic here in the 8-hole. Six-5 Knights, that comes straight back at us. Boyd runs the count full. I'll tell you, the Knights have battled here in this inning. The only 2 outs were long fly balls to center field by McCoy and Kaufman. Everyone else has reached base either by the single, the double, or the walker hit by pitch. And there they go. And he walks them. And the bases are loaded again. Courtesy runner Weston Campbell comes in for Boyd.
15, Terrell Smith-Cole.
The pitch. Downstairs to Smith-Cole. You know, we've talked about Smith-Cole and his improvements at the plate this season. He's hit .348, got his first home run of the season earlier this week, or last week, 20 RBI, 20 stolen bases. And again, playing that Gold Glove second base. So again, he is in the running for another Gold Glove here in his senior season. Terrell just graduated last night, one of 8 Knights who walked across the stage at the Forum. Gonna get that outside call there to run the count to 1-2. So I would like to congratulate them. Nick Joseph also graduated, as did Cameron Smiley, Wyatt Kozer, Sam Royer, Roniel Morel. Off the plate, there's some Bucks County fans in attendance that wanted that strikeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes here, 2 down in the bottom of the second inning. Upstairs to Smith-Cole, runs the count full yet again. Seems like every single batter here has been a full count, really on both sides. Bases loaded, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners will be on the move. And that is another walk. And an RBI for Terrell Smith-Cole. That's 7 runs that the Knights have put up.
Now batting number 3.
And it looks like there will be another pitching change. Well, we'll take that opportunity to step aside, and we'll be back here with you shortly.
Now batting, number 3, Darwin Cruz.
And Cruz steps in. Bases loaded, 2 down here, bottom of the 2nd inning. Yes, we did start at 1. It's been an hour and 15 minutes for 2 innings. And we're not even out of the bottom of the 2nd yet. And the bunt! Bunting for the base hit, and they do get him out. That's a gutsy call with the bases loaded. I don't think Bucks County expected that, but nonetheless, it was just a little too hard. Got back to the pitcher quickly, and that will do it. But 13 Knights come to the plate, and the Knights are able to put across 7 runs here in the inning. We'll take a short break and be right back. Paul Miller back here with you for the Nightly News, 7-5 after Kozer allowed 5 runs last inning. That's going to be out of play upstairs in section 206. And that's going to be popped up over to first. And McCoy's shorthanded. Makes the play. Hendry's up. He had the sac fly back in inning number 2. Kozer, that one got away from him, the slider. One ball, 2 strikes. And 8 struck him out. I think actually the scoreboard was wrong, so my apologies. Just high on the slider. He was aiming that one. I will say, just as an observation, delivery not quite as crisp as it was on Tuesday. For Kozer's a 3-1. And there's a shot to left. Good play out there from David Thomas. And 2 down. Quickly 2 down after Wyatt faced 11 Centurions in inning number 2. And nice slider. And, you know, Steve and I talk about this a lot on the broadcast is, you know, what impact does a long half inning have? I mean, of course, they're scoring runs for you. So that's, you know, they had Wyatt's back there after a really rough second inning. But that being said, as a foul tip strike, you wonder how long, you know, between innings really starts to bother you. Again, I guess Kozer would much rather them be scoring runs than not. But he looks no worse for the wear, and looks like he fouled that one off his foot. Stayed fair, but of course, if you hit yourself, it's automatically dead. Saw the other day, Junior Caminero left the game after fouling a ball off of his face. Hit the plate, came right back up and hit him right in the face. Of course, he is okay and has since played, but that's not something that you see very often at any level. And he struck him out. 1, 2, 3 inning for Wyatt Kozer. That's exactly what the doctor ordered after the long second inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. The Knights lead 7-5. Well, everyone, freshness matters, especially in produce. Wise Markets knows the importance of fresh produce. We take the time to hand stack our produce instead of selling it from the box to ensure every item is of great quality and guaranteed fresh for our customers. Another thing that I really enjoy about Wise is the Wise Market app. If you're searching for new recipes, you can either check out the app or go to wisemarkets.com to view thousands of recipes. Mother's Day coming up, by the way. I'll be cooking for my mom and grandma, so I'm going to go on to wisemarkets.com to check out the recipes that they have there. With this large variety, there's sure to be a new meal your family will love. Cook something new with Wise Markets. Take a short break and be right back.
Now batting, number 9, Jamarcus Wilson.
Well, the Knights sent 13 men to the plate in inning number 2 to put that 7th spot up. Let's see. We never got to talk about Velez, who came in and basically got that last out against Darwin Cruz. Didn't really get a chance to talk a whole lot about the call there. I'm not sure if that was a called bunt or if that was Cruz on his own, but not sure that I would have went in that direction. But alas, the Knights still put 7 up in the last inning to take the lead. So I guess all's well that ends well. Big curveball from Velez. Looks like it missed the plate there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wilson hit that big 2 RBI double back in the second inning. Did strike out in the first. Seven 7-5 Knights. We're here in the bottom of the third of game number 1. This is the final Knights regular season game, home game number 12. Of course, the Knights 11-0 at home this year, so they are trying to protect that perfect home record. 20-6 on the season, as Bucks County is 14-18. While Wilson thought he was walked, he's gonna step back in for a full count. So Velez on the season has 2 wins in 6 appearances, 9 2/3, but he has a 16.76 ERA, essentially the highest ERA on the team of anybody that's pitched more than an inning. And that'll walk Wilson. And again, we say this every time through the order, the free passes on our opposition just kill other teams. But again, when you have, and this is to take nothing away from the bottom of the order, has actually done amazing work this year too, but when you have Wilson, Thomas, McCoy, Joseph, Kaufman, I mean, there's no easy out there. Every one of these guys is going to battle, and then to walk a guy, and Wilson looked like he was going to take off there, but bluffed that. One strike, and Wilson again bluffs. I mean, there's only a 2-run lead here, so, Wilson, I'm assuming, has got the green light. Only been caught 4 times this season, successful 26 times. And he goes over to get him at first, and he gets back in there. Back over to first. Again, people continue to come for today's festivities. And Wilson, they're not even going to attempt to throw, but interestingly enough, not only did Wilson have a tough time getting into second base, he also seemed to have tripped or just got a bad jump. But that's as easy of a steal as you're ever going to get with no throw. So now we got a runner in scoring position with no one out. Thomas lays off the curveball in the dirt. And 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thomas singled and drove in 2, stole a base. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And that curveball's upstairs, and Velez not happy. Runs the count full yet again. Upstairs for ball 4. And until the Bucks County stops walking people, this is not going to be a competitive game. I know the Knights lead by 2, but again, no one out. 2 runners on for Tanner McCoy. These are the kind of games that are always difficult to keep score when you're batting around multiple times. And now I'm going to be borrowing from the 4th inning on my score sheet. And there they go. And Wilson, and they airmail that, and Wilson's going to come home. And that's what happens on the base pass, and another error, E2, brings yet another run home for the Knights. That's going to run the score to 8-5. The pitch, and that's going to be out to right field, way back, but not quite deep enough. Will get the runner. The sacrifice gets Thomas over to third as Joseph comes up.
Now batting number 13, Nick Joseph.
Inside. So a runner on third base as the Knights lead 8-5. And the strike to Joseph. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, I'm going to take the time in both games today to thank our Nightly News Media Club crew. So I want to talk about several people here that have been integral to these broadcasts. First, being my color guy, Steve Hassinger. He has been with us here several times this season. Of course, he has been a part of our broadcast for the last several years. So, of course, I want to thank Steve for all that he does. As the word ends way back. That's going to be off the wall. That's fair by about a foot. Joseph's going for two. Stand-up double for Nick Joseph. He put that about a foot inside the left field line. That makes it 9-5. Of course, I don't want to cut off any recognition for Steve. Again, I just want to thank Steve so much for all of his efforts. You know, we talked about this on Tuesday, but it is a volunteer position. And so I thank Steve for all of his hard work, being a part of our broadcasts here this season and seasons previous. Of course, Steve is busy today. He is unable to make it, so I certainly don't mind being here with you. But Steve, you are missed, and I want to thank you so much for all of your efforts. And that's going to be right back up the box. This is going to be a really tough play. They're going to go for the shore out at first, and they do get him. But Nick Joseph still at third base, as Kaufman now 0 for 3 on the day. And the 4-3 put out. And McCahan started that rally last inning and now has a runner on third. A base hit should score yet another run. And comes up, just gets a piece of that one and goes foul. Some crooked numbers up on the scoreboard. 9-5 here in the third, and McCahan right back at us. The pitch. That's going to be low and inside. It was 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. One ball, 2 strikes to McCahan. And just gets another piece of that. You know, another person I want to thank for their efforts on the season are Parker Rose. Parker called a doubleheader with us earlier in the season. Parker has also stepped into doing basketball commentary. This is the first time as an alumni member that he's come back. He has called baseball with me in the past, previously at In the Net, and they also did some games for me when I was at the Popular Culture Association conference, as that one's upstairs to run the count to 2-2. Parker is a diligent Central Penn alumni member, is doing very well for himself. Actually just had the fine opportunity of getting to spend the NFL draft weekend with Parker Rose. Wanted to be here today, but circumstances beyond his control took that opportunity away from him. So again, thank you, Parker, for everything that you've done. Nightly News Hall of Famer Parker Rose. So again, I wanted to thank Steve and Parker, 2 people part of our announce team. In future innings, I'll talk about other members of our baseball team that I'd like to give a shout out to. But McCahan is facing a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And he struck him out, and finally does Velez get out of this inning. But not before. The Knights put 2 more runs up and run the score to 9-5. If you need an on-the-go breakfast or snack, make sure you swing by Wise Markets and pick up some fresh, in-store cut fruit. Wise Markets also offers large pre-cut fruit platters for family gatherings or parties. So you can always stop by the deli and ask more information about that. And I certainly hope that Wise Markets is your place to get your groceries. Again, big-time sponsor of the Nightly News Media Club and Central Penn Athletics. So again, we want to thank Wise Markets and, you know, help Wise Markets out by doing your grocery shopping there. We'll take a short break. Paul Miller here for the Nightly News Media Club. Of course, you can see all of our home games in basketball and baseball every year. Just be sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it. And, you know, all the thanking I'm doing, I want to thank all of you, because to be honest, if you weren't out there watching, we wouldn't be doing this. So all of you that have stuck with me, and I have gotten some really positive feedback, even here at the ballpark today, I had a couple fans stop by, and guys, it means a lot. This is a labor of love for us. We've been actually streaming since 2018 Knights baseball, and of course, over the years, we've made a lot of progress, going from sort of one camera. Now we have the 3-camera setup. You know, we've always done coverage, so Monday morning, look for the game wrap and the photos. Sky high, and looks like McCahan calling everybody off. And he will, he dropped it! And throws the ball away. And it's gone from bad to worse here for McCahan, and that is not what you want to see. I mean, it is cloudy, and I want to, you know, give him the benefit of the doubt, but he just got himself 2 more errors on the same play. And that's a 3-base error to Brandt. And again, with the struggles of Kozer, that is exactly what you don't want to see. And they're going to give him home. It looked like he was about to motion for him to come home. I'm not sure why he pointed at him. Nonetheless, not really sure what else to say, but that's a ball McCahan should have come up with. And I'm sure he would tell you the exact same thing, and he probably should have held on to the ball as well. But that's twice now that he has made ill-advised plays, and that's what's so strange, as a big cut there from Ortlip. You know, that's very uncharacteristic for Jordan McCahan, who has played premier defense this season. Displaced last year's Gold Glover, Terrell Smith-Cole, who played short last year. That's how much Coach Chaz Stevens believes in everything that McCahan does. And Smith-Cole started off the wrong way, but able to get back over, and he will get the first out, but that run will score. Grant comes around, and that 2 errors really, really hurts on the 4-3 putout, but Ortlip will still get the run batted in. And Kozer is really struggling to find the strike zone here. One out, but now 9-6. There's a strike that's going to be out of play. One down, top 4. Outside for a ball. Yeah, I was mentioning this earlier. Again, we greatly want to thank all of you, and I did want to just put a shout out for all the parents out there. After each game, as the ball goes out of play there for strike 2, after each game, the Nightly News does send your player a link to a OneDrive that allows you access to all of the photos from every game. Of course, we don't use the hundreds and hundreds of photos. We don't use all of them in the article. We use a half dozen or so, as that slider doesn't slide back and count runs to 2 and 2. So just have your student athlete check their email, and they can have access to all of those photos, share that access with you, or download the photos themselves. As that was high and another walk. That's Frank So another runner off first base, and this is, I mean, and Kozer will tell you that he's certainly not at his best today. But again, if you're looking for those photos, reach out to your player. They can provide you or forward you that email with that information. And I hope that you download those photos at your convenience. 1 out for Kozer. There's a shot that's going to go right to center. Another base hit. And, you know, I think, again, trying to get Kozer through this game to keep his bullpen as fresh as possible, but does look like Anthony Garcia is now getting ready. You know, still only 1 out. And I would think that if Kozer gets himself into any trouble here, you're going to see Garcia within the next couple of batters. Slider does catch the inside corner for a strike. Nine to 6. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Coming up on the 1 hour and 40-minute mark. The slider gets him swinging. Is Fitch. Now Fitch, 1 for 1, has scored a run, had that single back in the second. We say back in the second like it was a long time ago. It was on the clock, but only 2 innings ago. And the fastball, that looks like it's going to plate another one. And another run comes across as Fitch with the RBI. Frank scores that run. And still, first and second, only 1 out. And I would imagine Kozer's going to have to retire both of the next 2 of these hitters here to stay in this game, as Guzman walked and struck out in the second. Gets that call on the outside corner, and that's a big call because that had some tailing action. And I'll tell you, if Kozer could repeat that, no one's going to be able to hit that pitch. And that's going to be right to Smith-Cole, who fields it. They're going to go to first for 1, or second for 1, and they got him. Double play, and that is just what the doctor ordered. 4-6-3 double play, and the Knights get out of that only allowing 1 run. Does Kozer again exactly what Kozer needed as we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 9-7. Knights hold on to the lead. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back in just a minute. Tanner Boyd, the switch hitter, doesn't hit right often because you don't see a ton of left-handed pitchers at this level, but is a switch hitter. Don't have stats right versus left. In fact, I've only seen him bat right-handed once, and that was earlier this week. Nine to 7, the Knights lead. Knights this is the oddest line you'll ever see. 9 runs on 5 hits and 5 errors. Whereas Bucks County 7 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. McCahan, and there is a shot through the left side of the infield for a single. And again, McCahan has had 4 errors in this game, 2 on that one play, and I believe they called 2 on us 1 play earlier in the game.
Number 15, Terrell Smith-Cole.
I want to make it clear, I do not keep score of the game. I mean, I keep for my own knowledge, but I don't keep the official score. That's kept by the Central Penn Athletics team, so I may disagree with their call, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter what I think. The official score is done by Andrew Hunter, Nightly News Hall of Famer in his own right. So I defer to him as Weston Campbell is going, and they are going to get him out. And a good throw out again. Campbell didn't get a good jump there. He seems to be slow to get up. But Boyd's base hit erased. The 0-2 downstairs. And again, Smith-Cole, 1 for 1 with a steal and a run batted in. Again, I know I continue to say it. You know, he certainly wasn't a liability at the plate last year, but he has come up with just some clutch base hits this year. And just the year-over-year improvements that we've seen from the senior. Again, congratulations to Smith-Cole again for his graduation last evening. It was nice to see 8 Knights walk across that stage. You know, graduation's always an emotional night for all of us, especially those who have had these folks in class. I've had a number of these students in class. David Thomas I've had in class, Tanner McCoy. I've never had Nick Joseph, but Gabe Kaufman I've had in class thus far. Terrell is arguing the count. Because it appears again to be wrong on the scoreboard. And this is going to be a really tough play. And he boots it, and he's going to get in there with a base hit. Now again, that might be a situation where 11 gets the error, and they do give the E5, which I think is a good call there. I think Smith-Cole thought he was going to get thrown out. Upstairs for the ball. 1 out. Campbell got erased after a Tanner Boyd base hit, the courtesy runner, as Cruz walked, scored, and grounded out. So he is 0 for 1. It does have that run. We're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Knights with a 2-run lead. And there goes Smith-Cole. And he gets in there with a steal. And that one squirted away into center, but Smith-Cole had to stay where he was. Two balls, 2 strikes. Just off the plate. Was outside and high. And again, we have some Bucks County fans here who saw that differently, but from my vantage point, it did look a little bit outside. It's a very tight strike zone, I'll be honest with you. And it's Cruz. It's going to be a tough play. Cruz can fly, and he slides into first, and he's safe. Again, there's a lot of discussion out there online about whether sliding into first is actually a good idea or not. I'm not going to say one way or the other whether I think it matters, because frankly, he's safe, so it doesn't really matter in the least.
Wilson
brings up Wilson, who did strike out to lead off the game, but had that 2 RBI double, then walked and stole 2 bases before he scored on an error. So he's driven in 2, scored 1, and 1 for 2 on the day is Wilson. And his 4th hit in his 4th at bat. That was actually something that Steve had talked about earlier this week, about how it seems like Wilson gets as many at bats as innings in the game sometimes. And that's going to be downstairs, and Smith-Cole easily takes third with a steal. So 2 steals, 3 on the day for Smith-Cole, including a single, and has reached base 3 times on a single, a walk, and an error. And now does Cruz go with only 1 out. And Wilson just gets a piece of that. Wilson has played 25 games and has 74 at-bats this season. Does have 25 walks. So nearly 100. Well, after today, he would have over 100 plate appearances, and they got Cruz. And this is not good. Somehow they got him. That was a very poor. I think they were thinking if they engaged in that rundown, would Smith-Cole take home? But an unorthodox way to steal second base, but nonetheless, Cruz will get credit for a steal. And now Wilson's got a chance to break this game open with only 1 out. Realistically, anything to the outfield should score a run on a sac fly, but that's not what Wilson's hoping for. He got just a piece of that to stay alive as the count goes to 1-2. Pleasure to be here with you, Paul Miller, for the Nightly News Media Club. Bottom of the 4th inning here. And got just a piece of that. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. 1-2, and just got another piece of that one to stay alive, because Brandt could not hang on to that one. Giving the catcher a second, because he did take that foul tip. See umpires do that pretty regularly, just to try to give the catcher some time to compose themselves. The pitch, way upstairs, runs the count to 2-2. The 2-2 outside runs the count full, and again, you don't want to put Jamarcus Wilson on base. Three balls, 2 strikes, and just out of play. Nine-7, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and Wilson pops it straight up on the infield. And that is not at all what Wilson wanted to do. But still only 2 down as Thomas comes up to the plate.
Now batting number 34, David Thomas.
Thomas flew out. He had that 2 RBI single back in the second, and then walked and scored back in the second as well. So Thomas 1 for 2 with 2 RBI and a steal. And outside, and not really all that close. One count. And the fastball tails away, and Thomas cannot connect. Beautiful day for baseball. These are 12th and 13th contests we've broadcasted this year for the Nightly News. As that one's downstairs and runs the count to 2-2 with 2 down. So we're very proud of that. Again, this is game number 12. We did miss what's going to be a net of 2 games. We missed the second Christenham game, which was rained out after Nick Joseph's walk-off home run, as Thomas, a relatively routine ground ball, and he boots it, and Thomas is going to be safe, and another run scores for the Knights. And that'll be another error, at least I would imagine so based on previous calls. The E5 for Thomas drives in Smith-Cole. Tanner McCoy, 2 outs and 2 on. Straight back at us. McCoy has walked, flew out, and hit into a sac fly as the count goes to 1-1. And there he goes. Thomas had a good jump there. Almost too good of a jump. Two down, bottom 4. Knights cling to a 10-7 lead. And there's a shot to right, but it's sort of a lazy pop fly. Let's see what they do come up with it, and that'll end the inning. And McCoy is still looking for his first hit. But nonetheless, the Knights add another run, and it'll be 10-7. I wanted to take a couple of minutes here to talk about some of the other people on the Nightly News team who have been a part of us this year. I want to send a huge thank you out to Noah Lopez and Alex Foley. Noah just graduated last night. He is our photographer, as is Alex Foley. Has done some amazing work this season. So if you see the photos from our articles, that's where they are coming from. We are also being joined today, and as well as one game earlier this season, by Nightly News Hall of Famer Dylan Bowman. Dylan has done amazing work as well, and I look forward to sharing his photos with you on Monday when I get to write that story. So again, photography this year handled by Noah Lopez, Alex Foley, and Dylan Bowman. So we've got really an all-star crew of photographers. So, and that pretty much rounds out the team. On the commentary side, it's myself, Dr. Paul Miller, Of course, Steve Hassinger has been here for most games, and we've also been joined by Parker Rose at times this season. The photography side, Dylan Bowman, a Nightly News Hall of Famer, Noah Lopez, the Nightly News president who graduated last night, and Alex Foley will be taking over on production and photography this coming up season. So I want to thank those folks. Of course, I also want to thank Kenton Alston, Casey Hicks, and Andrew Hunter, as well as athletics intern Khalil Dukes. Earlier in the season, we had Nightly News, athletics intern Danelle Loud, who also graduated last night. So again, shout out to all of these people. I mean, for any of you guys that know, a lot of work goes into hosting these games here at FNB, especially on a night like Community Night. Abby Bresky, Nightly News Hall of Famer, was a big help. Our former producer and post-game interviewer, Abby Bresky. So again, a lot of our Hall of Famers do continue to stay involved even after graduation. And we'll go to the top of the fifth. Moore comes in. He had that bunt single back in a second. So that's going to call it a day for Kozer. 4 innings, 7 earned. 1 strikeout. So I don't know if it was a matter of that he just had pitched Tuesday. I mean, he still should have had 3 days rest. I don't know if that was the intention, if the intention was for Garcia to piggyback here all along. But Garcia has had 2 complete game no-hitters. Both of them were only of the 5-inning variety, but nonetheless, 2 no-hitters for Garcia, which is something to be extraordinarily proud of. And I was talking about the awards this season. I mean, it's really difficult to determine. I mean, obviously Garcia leads our team in ERA. Now, Smiley does have the 6 wins. 34 innings pitched, 39 strikeouts, whereas Garcia, and there's a shot to left, but that's going to be foul. Garcia, the lowest ERA. He's got 5 starts, 2 complete games to Smiley's 0, 2 shutouts to Smiley's 0, and the 21 strikeouts. Though it does seem as if Cam Smiley is certainly the favorite to win the Cy Young Award this season, but again, I'm going to have to think about that, and I usually wait till later in the month of May to post that column, so keep an eye out for that. That's going to be right back at Garcia, and he's got a shot here, and he throws it away. And again, that's one that you just have to hang on to, and he's going for third, and he's going to get in there. Garcia's got to hang on to that ball. And again, that's six errors here for the Knights. And I mean, shockingly, they're able to hang on to this lead here, 10-7, but 6 errors. I mean, there were some questionable defensive plays on Tuesday evening as well. I'm assuming they're going to give more base hit there, and then basically a 2-base error on E1. And a meeting at the mound to see what they want to do with this runner at third base and no one out. But again, Garcia has had a fantastic season here this year. And he's really been that solid number 2. Of course, Kozer only came into this game pitching 11 innings. In fact, he was 6th on the team in terms of innings. Behind Smiley, Garcia, Royer, Spatafor, and Kipple, who again I would imagine could see some time here in game number 2. Nobody out, a runner on third. It's 10-7. We are here in the top of the 5th, and there'll be 2 7-inning contests. About a 30-minute break between games. At this rate, I'd imagine we'd start that around 4 o'clock. Does get the slider across. Of course, the ESAC championship game is coming up next. The Knights are going to really have to play better defense in that championship game. And holds on to it, does Tanner Boyd, for the 3rd strike. It's going to bring up Visconto. And Visconto had that big home run back in the 2nd inning off of Kozer. And gets the call on the slider, does Garcia. Again, Visconto, that was his first home run on the season. Sitting 283, now with 11 RBI. Makes him look foolish there on the off-speed pitch. He was certainly looking for the fastball, was Visconto. Did strike out back in the 3rd. Good stop by Boyd, as that could have been a run. And Boyd calls time and looks injured, and that is not good because Boyd has caught most every game. Of course, Getty is the backup catcher. And they're trying to give him a minute to take a second. So he moved laterally there, and again, he seems no worse for the wear.
Next one, strike 3, buddy. He already got hit twice. Strike 3.
And he's back in his stance, so seems to be okay for now.
That's great.
And there's a shot that's going to score a run as Visconto single at an RBI. Ten to 8, only 1 out. And they're gonna check on him over at first. And boy, was that a close play. It's gonna be upstairs. They're gonna go back to him again. Trying to keep him where he is at first. It's that strike call at the letters. And that's going to be to McCahan. Underhand for 1. Holds the ball, as I would highly recommend. 6-4 put out. Brings 2 outs as Ortlip, we're back to the top of the order. Ortlip had the double in the 2nd. And did ground out in the 4th, but drove in a run. So 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be through the gap. And that's going to get a runner to 3rd, and he's going to be out by a mile. What a throw from Gabe Kaufman. And that is exactly what Bucks did not want to see. I'm not really sure why exactly they sent him there, but they must not know about Gabe's arm. What a play from Gabe Kaufman. And some celebrating going on over there in the dugout. And of course, Kozer's the first guy to congratulate Kaufman on that throw. We'll take a short break. And Nick Joseph steps in. And that hit him. You're in the bottom of the fifth. It's 10-8.
Now batting number 31, Gabe Hoffman.
Well, I hate to do this. This is something I've been thinking about the whole game. My iPad, which runs the broadcast, is about to die. Unfortunately, I may be able to stay on for a couple of more plays here, but you're going to have to watch or listen and follow the end of this game on centralpennknights.com, the live feed. Unfortunately, we are going to have to step away from this game so I can charge the iPad for the next game. I'm very sorry that is the case. Had an issue with the power, and this game has gone on over 2 hours and 15 minutes, and here we are only in the bottom of the fifth. So I am going to try to make it through the bottom half of the fifth before I step aside. Of course, we will update you on the second game. I will be charging the iPad. We're going to try to hang with you as long as we can. But it remains to be seen. So I'm just giving you a warning now. .3-0 to Kaufman. Does get the called strike there. And Kaufman upstairs and he'll walk. And again, Bucks County continues to struggle putting runners on base.
Now batting number 23, Jordan McCahan.
And they're going to go out. Looks like they're going to leave Velez in there. It's going to give us a time to take a short break. Paul Miller for the Nightly News. Jordan McCahan with runners on first and second. Just a quarter after 3, 2 hours, 15 minutes from when we kicked it off at 1 o'clock today. And it has been an offensive barrage on both sides. Downstairs quickly goes to 2-0. Of course, Joseph was hit by the pitch, and a walk to Kaufman. First and second, no one out. McCahan has walked and scored, stole a base on that back in the second. Also in the second, singled and drove in a run, and then struck out in the third. Gets that strike. Ten to 8, as I mentioned. We're going to step aside here at the end of this inning if the charge holds. And I do apologize for that, but we're going to get all charged up and back here for game number 2, the Eastern State Athletic Conference Championship game. We will keep you updated. You can keep up with the game on centralpennknights.com on the live scoring. That will keep you posted there. We will be back here with you about 20 minutes after the conclusion of game number 1. And that's going to be to third, to second for 1, on to first. This is the force out as Joseph moves to third. And McCahan reaches on the fielder's choice. All right, so they are going to they're going to change pitchers here. We are going to step aside. Again, please go to centralpennknights.com. We are here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Unfortunately, the iPad that runs the entire thing here is about to die. So we are going to get that charged and ready to go for game number 2. Again, go to centralpennknights.com for more information. Knights lead 10-8. Let's